Hi, it's Andrew, founder of Stitch. If you're watching this video, you're probably doing so because you haven't created a profile yet on Stitch, or you're trying to understand what you're meant to do or what it's even used for. That's what this video is for. First of all, just don't stress. It's not a big deal. The main reason we have profiles on Stitch is so that the people you're interacting with, if you're coming to events or activities or you're messaging other people, get a sense of who you are. It doesn't need to be a big deal. You don't need to write very much at all. But we do have a few kind of simple rules in place, which really are there to make the community more enjoyable for you, more enjoyable for everyone. So I'm going to walk you through creating a profile for the very first time. And I'll give you a kind of an idea of what's important and what we look for and what we make sure that people include on their profile. But also I'll show you how to update your profile, because what generally you want to do, just to get started with Stitch, all you need to do is fill out a really basic profile, very minimum, just to get into the community to see what it's all about. Once you've created your profile, then you can extend it and add more information. And I'll show you what people generally do as a way of kind of getting connected with other people and improving the ways that they connect with other members through the community. So let's take a look at starting the sign up process, shall we? All right, the sign up process is pretty simple. You type in your email address, then you enter your first name. And just your first name is fine, but it should be your own actual first name. That's the most important thing. Whether you're male or female, where you live, just your city is fine, or your suburb. And then give us a password, and that's a way to secure your account. Try to keep it something unique and memorable. So that's created your account. Once you do that, then you get to tell us what type of companionship you're looking for. If you're only looking for friendship, you get to say whether it's with men and women. That's pretty common. A lot of our members are married looking for friendship, but plenty of other people are also maybe looking for romance as well. So you can look romance, you might be looking for friendship with both men and women, romance with just women. But in my case, I'm just looking for friendship. So that's what I choose. We then ask you for a few interests. These are just things you're interested in. It doesn't need to be amazing. You can put up to 20 or so interests on your profile. Stitch uses this to help you discover people who have similar interests, discover events and groups with that fit your interests. So the more that you put here, the better. I can put literature, you can search for things, you can look at the interests that have been suggested by the system. And once you're ready, hit next. Then it's a really important part, choosing your photograph. If you've already got a picture on your computer or your phone, you can upload it here. In my case, I've got a picture of myself, which I might upload here. And then you hit the upload button and away you go. If you don't have a photo at this point, you can actually use Stitch to take a photograph. If it's the first time you've done it on Stitch, you'll need to enable or allow your browser to use your camera. So just click the allow button here, and then away you go. In that case, there's a photo of me. Here I am. Take the photograph button, hit next. If you're happy with it, you can crop it, you can move it, rotate it, but then you can upload it. Now it's really important to say at this point, you have to make sure your photograph is a photo of you and only you. You can't have multiple people in the picture because your Stitch profile is about you and who you are connecting with. It also can't be a picture of flowers or a picture of the street or somewhere you like going traveling. It needs to be a picture of your face. We use your profile as part of the verification process. We make sure that you kind of match your profile picture. So try to make sure that it's recent. It doesn't need to be the best photo in the world. Again, you can change it later, but make sure it's a photo of you or else your profile won't be approved. Hit next, and then you're on to the next section. And this is where you get to describe who you are. Now, you don't need to write very much here. It's only a couple of hundred characters to get going. The more you write, the better it is for you, because the more you write, the better your profile is, and the more people who are going to connect with you and find out about you. But in my case, I just want to get going, so I don't want to write very much. I'm going to write, I'm Andrew, I was born in Sydney. In my case, I write that I was born in Sydney, but I've lived and worked all over the world, including the US, UK, India, and China. But I'm just here looking to make some friends. And that might be all I need to write. If you want to write more, that's great. If you've got a profile that you might have written before, that's all. Then you get to talk about your distance preferences, and this is how far away you're interested in meeting people, seeing their profiles, events around you, that sort of thing. Choose the distance that makes most sense for you, but you can come back to this later. So just go with the defaults is what we would normally recommend. The next page asks you if you've been invited by anybody. So if an existing Stitch member has asked you to the community, then you can enter the invitation code they've given you. Just click next. You can let us know how you found out about Stitch, and then bang, you are done. You're into the community. Fantastic. So once you're into Stitch, you might just, and you've found out what the community is all about, you might decide you'd like to extend your profile and make it better. So on the home page, just hit the More menu at the top of the screen, choose Profile and Settings, and then click Your Profile. And that's where you get to edit your profile. You get to say, you can't change your name once you've been verified, but you can change what you're looking for, whether it's friendship, romance, photographs, and the more photographs you add to your profile, the better the profile looks. I've actually added a bunch of community photos where I've met people from all around the Stitch community around the world. And you can upload more photos here just by clicking the Add More Photos button. You get to specify your location. And remember that if you travel from place to place, it's okay to update your location. You will meet Stitch members in different cities as you travel. We've got members who live in Florida half the year and New York the other half of the year, for example. It's a great way of meeting people in both locations. You get to answer some of the basic questions we ask about, or these are some of the extended questions actually, about things about yourself. And here's this section you've got to talk about who you are, about you, and what you're looking for. If you'd like to add more here, just type it in and it will be saved automatically. And then finally down the bottom here, you'll see the interests that I'm interested in. My family, walking, music, stand-up comedy, and you can add a bunch of interests to your profile, and that really helps round it out. So together, all of those things are things that you can add to your profile, describe who you are, what you're looking for, and that helps other people discover you on Stitch. So here are a couple of example profiles that you can see from, these are real members. This is one who someone might have just signed up to Stitch. So she's got a pretty minimal profile while she's just checking things out. She only signed up last week, and she's from California. That's fine, that's totally fine as a profile. But as you get more involved in the community, you might want to extend it. You can see Jim here, he's a community champion. He's been a great member of the community for a long time, done a lot for other members, added photographs to his profile, described himself, all that sort of thing. It makes the profile look fantastic, and it means that more people then reach out to him to connect with him on Stitch. Now, the reason profiles are important is as you engage in the community, you can look at other people's profiles if that's your thing, but actually a big part of Stitch is engaging with other people at events and activities. And that's where you get to meet other people, and having their profile, even either before the event or after the event, lets you check out a little bit about their background, and it lets you know you've got something in common. Because we find that actually creating new connections is really important to kind of open the door a little bit to that first conversation. If I look at the activities page on Stitch, for example, I can look at all the events around. Let's just pick one. Here's one from Q, Optimist Unite. A fantastic group that Q organizes where it's all about positive energy and things like that. If you're attending one of these events, you can click on anyone's profile. Let me click on Q's profile, for example, and I can see all about Q. I can see her photos. She's filled out a whole lot about herself. And that means when I start the event, I've got something to talk to her about. I feel more connected with Q, and it gives me a way of having better connections throughout the community. So that's the whole idea behind profiles. Don't stress about it. Really don't stress. It doesn't matter. You will have plenty of opportunities to improve your profile. Once you start to see a few profiles too, you can then get some ideas about what you'd like to add. Other members can help you with photographs if you don't have any photographs, so you don't need to worry. But just remember, the more you put on your profile, the more kind of engaged you're going to get with other members through the community, and that's a great thing. All right, hope that helped. If you need any questions, remember, you can reach out to Stitch via the More menu, contact Stitch, or just send us a message to support@stitch.net, and we're there to help. If you like this video, check out our YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the updates we provide, and we look forward to seeing you as part of the community soon. Bye for now.